So what's meditation? Really misunderstood topic. I used to think that meditation was sitting still and having to clear the mind and not think. Boy, was I wrong. Meditation is actually becoming aware of your thoughts and allowing them to be and pass without reacting or responding or judging them. I was doing some research and I realized that the main reliance of your ego, which basically your ego is, you are not your mind, okay? You're not your body. Your body is part of you. But if your leg was, say, to be cut off, then maybe 15% of your body would be gone, but you're still 100% you. You're still you. Because you're not the body. You associate with the body. The body was given to you as a vessel. You're not your mind either. And this is where people become confused with consciousness. So consciousness, you're aware, you're awake, you're conscious. Conscious awareness. You are essentially the consciousness that can observe the mind and observe the thoughts. There's a really awesome book called The Inside Track. The guy goes into prison and he basically changes people from negative to positive, so obviously that's right up my street. And he talks about the ego and how it's basically just, if you were to actually self-reflect and be honest with oneself, you would realize that it's just a load of chatter. Sometimes when the mind is conducting something that's useful, doing something that's useful, has a purpose, then yeah. But mostly it's chatter and it's telling you stories. I'll read the passage specifically. Sitting back and analysing what the mind does most of the time is quite revealing. In doing so, we find its majority function is nothing more than a second-rate commentary. Unless the mind is directed by an intelligent or useful purpose, it delivers a useless and incessant stream of poor-quality jibber-jabber, which amounts to nothing more than biased opinions, vanity, rationalizations, which lead to all kinds of judgment, and a fixation with playing and replaying old data, so as to justify and re-justify current moods, feelings and emotions, many of which then become addictive at a biochemical level. It's true, we do become addicted to our story and our emotions by the way that we think consistently and tell ourselves that story. I do this all the time. Now, deconstructing the ego is similar to when a 2-year-old child realizes that the world doesn't revolve around it. And that it's okay to sit. It's okay to sit in silence. In other words, showing the mind the insignificance of its childish ramblings creates a space for it to be given permission to be quiet, and humility, not ego, fills the gap. This causes consciousness to naturally rise and helps with passive meditation, as the mind can now be shown as to be separate from the larger sense of self. So it's really about not identifying with yourself or your body or your mind or who you believe yourself to be, your ego, okay? It's good to have a healthy ego, but right now we're talking about separation from this, deconstructing it. Okay. Even if the mind does, which it predictably will, throw its rattle out of the crib and start streaming thoughts, you, as the parent, your higher self, are still in a perfect place of just observing it. This way, as the mind learns respect for the self, you will adjust to the peace and joy of silence. Out of which thought arises, rather than pandering to the neediness tantrums of the mind's ego demanding attention. This is actually so deep. If no one's understanding, if someone's misunderstanding the big words, I'm here for you. I'll try to explain it simply. It's quite simple, but it's basically you transcending. You're not associating your identity with your mind anymore. You're becoming almost like the observer of your mind and realizing that your ego, it's not wasting it. Yeah, it's wasting energy with all of its stories that it tells itself, and it's in its natural essence. It's just is. I grew up in a house of shouting and screaming and like lots of craziness, and silence is like almost scary for me, but I'm changing as of learning this. This vessel grew up, this identity experienced turmoil and loud noises, and therefore feels uncomfortable with silence and peace, which is changing as it's experiencing a new reality and becoming comfortable with that. As with anything, it takes a practice and willingness to let go of the addiction of thought. I could talk about so much, but nothing really matters. It's just there. This is truly profound. I have to go to work soon, so we're travelling out. Wish you all the peace in the world and all the happiness, all the good feelings, all of the good things, all of the good, the good, all of the good things, the good things. Is your ego deconstructed? It's mildly cold. It's good down wearing this. So I'm grateful that I could join you today in a much more clear state of mind. And peace. And beautiful vibration. Leaving you is just so emotional. Seriously though, what the heck? I'm getting new ones. Okay, enjoy the rest of your time. Take care. I'll see you next time. Just playing. Let's see, maybe I should wash.